We already own two prisons, Shrewsbury Prison in Shropshire, Shepton Mallet Prison in Somerset. What you won't know is we've just acquired our third prison, Peterhead Prison in the northeast of Scotland, up in Peterhead. Welcome to Peterhead Prison. Come on in and let's have a look around. Now, buying a prison isn't like buying any other type of commercial building, mainly because firstly, they're really, really big sites, but secondly, they've got a wide mixture of different buildings. Right now, we're in the original gate lodge of the prison. More recently, this has been used as an entrance space. I think this will make a really, really cool self-contained holiday let. It's got loads of big rooms off it. It's got the original gate hidden behind here and a massive glass window over here. And I think with a really cool mezzanine floor in here, it will make a really epic space to stay in. I get attacked by pigeons. Now, a lot of this prison has been left unused and untouched for the last 6 years. Unfortunately, that means the condition of it is not fantastic. And in some areas, birds have got in and made a right mess of the place. This is part of the original workshop block within the prison. And I've got a great idea with what we're going to do with this. What was once the prison estates department is going to become self-contained holiday apartments. Forgive the mess. It will not look like this when you come to stay. So clearly we've got a lot of work to do, but check out this view. I've been in prison world now for nearly 11 years and I'm still shocked by certain things we discover. And this was no exception to the rule. Because Father Christmas keeps his sleighs here. He's got a lot of presents to deliver. Utilising all of the buildings within a prison site is absolutely paramount to what we do, both in terms of preserving history and heritage, but also in terms of our commerciality and making best use of all of the buildings. So this building behind me, which once upon a time was Prison Visits, is going to be utilised as our central offices. So this is where the Cove Group team will be based from Scotland. And behind me over here, this will be meeting room, conference rooms, presentation rooms, education rooms, and large open spaces that the community can access throughout the evening. This is the Governor's Building and the admin offices. It is one of the most up-together buildings within the entire prison, and it is ready to go. I'm really excited about this place because this will be used for businesses to rent out for commercial use. So this could be rented to a single business, it could be rented on multiple floors, it could be rented by individual offices. But ultimately, this entire building is ready to go. That's brilliant for us where we've just acquired the prison and we've got millions of pounds worth of development to do, but this building's ready and we can start cash generating straight away. So that's what we're going to do. As I've said before, prison buildings never cease to surprise me. And this bit is no different because right now I'm sat in our very own state-of-the-art recording studio. Now this studio is ready to go. We actually filmed a podcast in here yesterday and want to start using this both for businesses but also for the local community. I think this could be a great space for the younger generation to come in, to practice, to record a variety of different things, from music to drama to voiceovers to podcasts. And I think this could be a massive asset to Peterhead. It also, which is really exciting, comes with its own mood lighting. One of the great things about this building is it's got separate entrances for both the studio and for the offices. And once we've cleared these buildings, it's going to have its own designated parking. As part of the development work, we have to envision how everything's going to fit together. And at Cove Group, I'm all about trying to build ecosystems, not just within the actual sites themselves, but within the multiple businesses we operate. And this mile is going to interconnect all of those different operations. As an operating prison, there's an awful lot of mouths to feed. So you need a commercial kitchen to manage all of that. For us, with the development coming forwards, we won't need anywhere near this kind of space for cooking. So we're going to look at developing this into a cafe. We're going to knock through this wall over here. Welcome to the room next door. So this is the prison laundry. And again, we're going to be converting this into a new visitor centre, new gift shop, a new entrance into the various different areas within the prison. One of the biggest tasks we have to take, though, is sorting out the buildings. Now, this is going to take millions of pounds to invest into it to realise the whole vision. And one of the biggest problems we have is where the modern buildings have been connected to the original buildings and the roofs have been overlaid and we have leaks everywhere, as you can see in this space alone. So one of the first jobs we're going to be doing is the demolitions works, where we're taking down all of the buildings that we no longer need, all of the buildings that are interconnected that can just go to help clear the site, to make space, to realise the entire vision for the actual site. And as you might expect being a prison, we also have a gym. Now this building again is good to go. It's currently being used by local clubs and schools throughout the week. And I would love to see this used more from community usage, more clubs, more groups, more schools, just like we can do with the studio. It's completely self-contained with its own toilets, its own access and its own changing rooms. One of the things we will have to do though is make a slightly better access from the outside, because at the moment, if we stepped outside the fire exits, we're going to get eaten by pigeons. Well, it's likely we're going to get attacked by a mixture of pigeons and seagulls. If you've seen any of my videos before, you know how much I hate pigeons. They're flappy. Now, it's quite possible when we're out here, we're going to get dive bombed by seagulls. There's pigeons everywhere, and we are pretty much in the heart of the site at the moment. So really right in the core central part, between the prison wings, between a load of old buildings that we need to get demolished, and between the new buildings that we want to keep. And this, despite how it might look right now, is going to become the main entrance for the gymnasium. Oh shit, fucking birds. Yes, the main entrance. It doesn't look much right now, but it will be great. And a prison wouldn't be a prison without a prison wing. Now, Peterhead Prison is vast. As I said before, it is 13 acres of prison. And on this site, we don't have one, we don't have two, but we have 3 massive prison wings. And we're going to use them all slightly differently. This is the location of the infamous riots that happened in Peterhead, where prisoners took over the prison for 4 days, took the roof off, and were held hostages outside of the prison roof. It is also the only time the SAS have ever been deployed on British soil. This building we're looking to convert into a community usage space. And this will then hold things like music events, it will hold fairs, it will hold festivals, it will hold different exhibitions, different events, it will hold things like markets, it will hold silent discos, it will hold larger scale events like Christmas, Halloween scare events and such like that. And also we will look at how we can utilize different cells in different ways, engaging with the local community and allowing them access throughout this entire space. At the moment, this space is being used for the ground floor only as the prison attraction. We plan on moving this into one of the other prison wings because it's far better suited to be used as a prison attraction space. But there is a problem with that wing. Now, this space has been probably one of the most challenging spaces we have in Peterhead Prison. It is locked, and it has been locked for a very, very good reason. This wing, unfortunately, has been left for years, basically to the elements. Unfortunately, those elements have been pigeons, and there is about 300 pigeons currently living in this prison wing. If you look up, they're all above this sheeting, and they're all down in the far end, and there is pigeon mess everywhere. So we won't go any further because basically it's not safe. But this is a key space that we will be using. It is one of the major developments that we're going to have to do. It is one of the big developments we have to do, and it is going to cost us thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds just clearing this actual wing before we can even get the team in here to get started is going to cost us near on £100,000. But once we've done it, and this becomes the attraction side, it is going to be absolutely amazing. You're going to have heritage-led attractions downstairs. You're going to have escape rooms on the second floor. There'll be education spaces on the second floor. On the top floor, we're going to have our event spaces where we'll have things like prison escape events where you have 80 people trying to escape the prison. We will also have night behind bars where you can stay in your very own prison cell for a 12-hour sentence. On top of that, we will have things like our ghost tours, our ghost hunting behind bars, our paranormal investigations. And of course, we will have day visits where you can come through and learn all about prison life. One other thing that we are looking at in this space, because the cells really lend themselves to it, is potentially installing Crazy Golf. How mad will that be? Crazy Golf inside a prison cell. This is C Wing, and this is going to be our hotel wing. That's right, we are going to turn this building into a hotel. And the great thing about this space is just the other side of it is the coast, literally a stone's throw to the sea. We're going to go up into the tops of these buildings now, and you can have a look and see what the views will be like from your second or third floor prison suite. Now, hotels in prisons is a thing. It's a big thing. And let's face it, who doesn't want to have an experiential stay in a hotel? And having that within a prison, going into your own room/cell, is going to be a really interesting experience. Now, ultimately, we're going to use multiple different funding streams to do that, but we are going to invest a lot of our own money into this. And one of the areas we're looking at is the land that we own outside of the jail. So the land outside of the prison, we are going to look at a residential development, and that is going to come back in to fund a lot of the internal development. The only reason there isn't housing here right now is because when it was an operating prison, the Scottish Prison Service did not want houses too close to the prison walls for obvious reasons. Now this is no longer an operating prison. That gives us the freedom and the flexibility to continue that residential development and build much needed houses for the area. Developing this land into houses will then bring us revenue that we can put into the prison development. And of course, there is still so much money to spend on this. Just the drain pipes alone are growing entire fields out of them. So one of our first tasks has got to be getting the razor wire off the buildings, getting the drain pipes cleared, and fixing the roofs. We have nearly £1 million worth of roof fixes to undertake before the winter sets in. And just behind me where the hotel is going to be, there is a great space in between these two buildings that we're going to put a new building, which is going to be the hotel foyer and entrance, the bar, but also a restaurant. And this is not going to be your standard restaurant. This is going to be a restaurant elevated above the prison wall, so you can look out over the harbour, you can look out over the sea and over the coast. And it is going to be a specialist fish restaurant, bringing all of the ingredients from the local area. Fish that is caught straight out of this bay every single day, served onto your plate that very same evening. Okay, so that is the idea and the vision and the future for Peterhead Prison. And in fairness, that's the easy part. And now the real hard work starts.